I'm not gonna lie, ever since I heard about AlHaitham being a Dendro Keqing and getting massive nerfs during his beta test, I didn't think he would be so great at first, but after testing him out, I can say that I'm really impressed with what he can do. It's pretty early to say this, but I think he has the potential to be a top tier DPS and compete with the best. Remember to sub and like if you enjoyed, it would really mean a lot if we could reach 2k subs soon. Thanks, I really appreciate it. Although his playstyle looks a lot like Keqing, I can easily say that he is way better for a lot of reasons. So let's briefly go over his kit and playstyle. His mirror mechanic is the main thing you should be focusing on for his kit, which is his elemental skill. The highest amount of mirrors you can have is 3, and for his playstyle, it's very important to maintain as many mirrors as possible. The reason for this is that his mirror projection attacks don't follow the regular ICD rules of 3 hits or 2.5 seconds to apply an element. Instead, it applies Dendro once every 2 hits, and it's a separate ICD from his normal and charged attacks. And as long as you have a mirror, you will have his Dendro infusion. And it doesn't matter if you have either 1, 2, or 3 mirrors, as long as you have at least 1, his Dendro attacks will stay there. Keep in mind that 1 mirror will go away after 4 seconds, and all of them will disappear if you swap to another character. This allows AlHaitham to rapidly cause Dendro reactions because of how fast he can apply Dendro, and since his scaling and passive will allow you to build AlHaitham with a ton of EM, you can easily expect him to hit pretty damn hard with spread reactions. Basically, the more mirrors you have, the more damage and Dendro application you do. The way these mirrors work is a little confusing at first, but once you get the hang of it, it's pretty easy to understand how it works. AlHaitham can generate these mirrors in a few ways with his kit. His first passive allows him to generate a mirror with either a charged or plunge attack, once every 12 seconds. His skill is a quick teleport that will generate 1 mirror if there's already 1 present, but if he doesn't have any mirrors, he will generate 2 instead. His burst is quite useful as it will consume all the mirrors you currently have for more damage, but will generate more mirrors depending on how many you had before casting the burst. I don't think what I just said about his burst made sense, so let me explain the best ways you can use it. You can either use it when you have all 3 mirrors to maximize the amount of damage you can do, or you can start the rotation so you can easily get 3 mirrors. In my opinion, the optimal way to play him is to maintain as many mirrors as you possibly can, which is why it's better to use your burst at the start of the rotation to maintain a long uptime with the 3 mirrors. On top of this, AlHaitham can only generate Dendro particles when he has his mirrors, so if you use his burst at the end, it will be very difficult to maintain a consistent rotation because his burst costs 70 energy. We will talk more about this later, but let's say you don't have AlHaitham's burst ready. An easy way to generate 3 mirrors is to use his skill, then charge or plunge attack. It's important to do it in that order because you will only get 2 if the order is swapped. What makes AlHaitham's kit so good is that it synergizes so well with not only himself, but also his team. The fact that he is Dendro also makes him just so broken because of how good the reactions are. Even though the reactions for Dendro are a bit limited, a lot of them are very good, and there are many characters you can use to make him work very well. AlHaitham is a very free-to-play friendly character. Both his teams and weapon options are easily accessible. You got Iron Sting, the new Umbrella. A lot of his best teams consist of 4 stars as well. His best-in-slot artifact set, Gilded Dreams, is one of the most resin-efficient sets to farm because you can also get Deepwood alongside it, which is really nice to use if you're going to also have another Dendro character to help AlHaitham. He can also take advantage of Dendro Resonance, which essentially gives 100 free EM. AlHaitham is very easy to build, he does good damage, has flexible team options, good Dendro application, and he's very fun to play. He works well in both single and multi-target damage. Not many characters are capable of doing both. His kit feels a little complicated at first to use, but once you understand how it works, it feels very rewarding and satisfying to use. However, even though he's pretty good, he does have some downsides. The main thing that stands out is how AlHaitham is very energy hungry, and as I mentioned before, his burst is very useful to his kit, but it's not really something that he relies on, it's just something that's pretty important, I'd say. I think we could leave it at that. He really struggles to generate his own energy by himself if he is the only Dendro character in the party. This means that he needs to stay on field for a longer time to generate particles, because if you swap off AlHaitham, he gets less energy and his mirrors go away, which means even less energy generation because the only way he can generate energy is mirrors. And the reason why long field time isn't really preferred is that a lot of buffs and off-field abilities don't last long enough to justify staying on field. You need to swap between characters to cause more reactions essentially. However, energy is really the only major problem AlHaitham has, and you can easily fix that by using another Dendro character and Favonia's weapon. He has multiple ways of generating mirrors reliably, and his Dendro application is very fast in a short time span. It's preferred to stay on field with him, but it's not so punishing if you swap off too early. AlHaitham has so much to offer with his kit and performs very well. Even though he does have downsides, he has a lot less compared to other DPS, and it's not like any character is perfect, right? Look at the top tiers, even they have some downsides too. With all of this together, this is the reason why I think AlHaitham has the potential to be a top tier DPS. I'm really impressed with how well he performed. I was blown away by his performance even at level 70. I have nothing but positive things to say about him. I think he's really that good. I definitely want to triple crown him soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. Remember to sub and like if you haven't. It would really mean a lot if we could reach 2k subs soon. I don't mention this often, but I do have a Discord in the description if you want to join. Have a good night and day wherever you're at, and I'll see you all next time. Peace and take care.